And of course, guess what, Andrew? You're popular. So we're going to help Harold next. Harold, how can we go? How can we help you, rather?
Hey guys, how are you this evening?
Good, Harold. Hopefully we can help you today.
Yeah, I just want to thank you a lot for taking my call.
Absolutely.
My issue is about a divorce that I'm going through right now, unfortunately, with my wife.
Sorry to hear that, Harold.
No, it's okay. The main issue really is just how it's affecting the kids, right?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's the travel arrangements and the money situation, like dividing amongst the assets. My wife claims that I have enough money from the Money in the Bank championship that I just won, but my concern was just like the travel costs and the hotel costs for the upcoming WrestleMania event. So I was just wondering if Andrew has any thoughts on that.
Sharing the costs for with the kids when you take the kids going out, or what do you mean by sharing those costs?
Yeah, so I just want to know like how would those be divided? I don't know if there's any legal matters I can go by, or like, because me carrying the belt should offer some rewards in that I shouldn't have to pay that much because I am the champ, right? So. All
right. So I think Harold might be referring to some questions with respect to. It looks like there's some sort of champion that he's winning right now, but perhaps if I could bring it back to a family law question, maybe the question has to do with if you take your kids and you're treating them to certain events and they're expensive events and so on, how is it, who should be able to or who should be required to split a lot of those costs? So let's say one spouse keeps on treating the kids to go around, paying for piano lessons, what have you. Is there some legal mechanism that can force people to share in those costs?
Well, you have to start with most expenses that a child incurs. For example, if I take my child to see a movie, that's going to be, if they're with me, I pay for it. If my children are being signed up for piano lessons, both sides should agree to it in advance, and if they do, that may qualify as something called a special and extraordinary expense under the child support guidelines, and then the parties would have to pay it proportionate to their respective incomes.
Okay.
What that means is if the husband makes 100 and the wife makes 50, the husband would pay 2/3 of that expense.
Okay, so it always has to be split based upon income. And if the husband makes 0 and the wife makes 100% of the income of the family,
she's going to pay 100%.
She's got to pay. Is that indefinite?
Well, these special expenses change from year to year. For people who have children, you realize at a certain age, children may be involved in swimming and dance, and another age it may be hockey, and then along comes the most expensive one, which is university. And when they're younger, the expensive ones are daycare or nannies.
Right, absolutely. And then they hopefully push their way through. But when does child support actually stop as a whole?
Well, used to be able to say that it would stop after one post-secondary degree. That's no longer the case. Up to one post-secondary degree, you may pay some or all of your what's called table child support, and that's if you look at what your income is, it tells you how much you pay every month. Now there's cases that say the payor should be, or both sides should be contributing even to a second degree for a child. So child gets into law school or medical school, the parents may be called upon to contribute a large amount of it.
Do the parents have to contribute?
Well, it's reasonable and necessary is part of the test, or a big part of the test. And if you have a lower income family, then it's most likely that they won't, especially now with the amendments being made by the provincial government to tuition costs. However, if it's a higher income earning family, then more likely, yes, they are going to be called upon to contribute to a second degree.
Okay, and then when we talk about child support, what would be just a quick and neat summary as to how do you determine how much someone should contribute, or how much is owed?
Well, there's two pieces. One is the table amount, that's the basic child support, and the second one are the special and extraordinary expenses I just mentioned.
Yeah.
The first one is actually very easy. There's a number of websites you can see it on. You can go to mysupportcalculator.ca.
And what's the website for people?
Mysupportcalculator.ca.
Oh, okay, that's the actual website.
That's the actual website,
okay.
And you will be able to enter your income, and it will tell you what child support you pay as the table amount.
Okay, and then the extraordinary expenses, that's a whole different category.
That's right. There's a lot of discretion to those.
Now, we do have Mary back on the line, so hopefully we can hear her a little bit better. So we'll go to that call right now, and then we're going to pick up a little bit. You raised some really interesting points about exclusive possession and losing that right. I thought I gotta address that one. Mary, you're back online. How can we help you?
Yes. Hi, guys.
Oh, much better. Hi, Mary.
like I said, my husband and I have been separated 7 years.
Right.
We have 2 children. One of them is special needs.
Okay.
I have the kids most of the time.
Okay.
And he does pay child support, but it's less than what he should be, and I'm being very understanding about that.
What do you mean less than what it should be?
We came to an agreement. There's an amount that is calculated, and he's supposed to pay so much, but he pays less, and I agreed to that on condition that he shares custody of the kids, like he takes equal responsibility. But being that my son is special needs, he says he wants to stop taking him, he can't handle him. And my question is, can he do that? Can he pull out and not take care of his child just because he's paying child support?
Great question,
and if
Mary.
So,
Sorry,
my fear is that if I take him to court, he's actually going to stop taking care of the kids, and I want them to have their father in their lives.
Okay. Mary, this is a very good question. I think there are several layers to that. So, Andrew, go ahead and
well,
help Mary
to
out.
begin with, you can't force somebody to be a parent. So if he's going to withdraw as a parent, quite frankly, it's your child's loss and it's his loss. There's nothing to do to make him do that. You can obviously go to court and seek child support in accordance with the table, child support in the guidelines amount. You may be able to claim additional expenses because your child has special needs. I don't know what those additional expenses may be. There may be drug items, there may be programs or activities he needs to be enrolled in to assist him. And in addition to that, you may have a better claim for spousal support as well, because there's a compensatory nature to the spousal support claim because your career has been impacted by you having to deal with your child's special needs.
So as far as the getting spousal support, Mary, are you getting any right now?
No spousal support, but he pays child support, not enough.
Now, how's it, actually, Mary, to that point, I want to ask Andrew as well. This may help clarify something for you. Can Mary actually agree to a lesser amount of child support?
No. The child support is the right of the child. And if you have the child with you more than 60% of the time, he has to pay the full table child support. Now, for someone to pay less, there has to be arrangements in place that are for the benefit of the child. So let's say, for example, there are some significant expenses that are incurred for this child that go over and above. Let's say he has $1,000 a month of medical expenses, and the father says, well, I'm going to pay you less table, but I'm going to pay all of that special expense. That might be a reason the court is going to say, okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But they're not just going to say he gets to pay less.
Okay. So maybe that side agreement, Mary, we should really reconsider and make sure that he's actually making the table amount or paying for the table amount. And as far as forcing him to be an equal parent, there's not much that can be done there. Is that what you're saying?
There's nothing that can really be done because it's his loss. However, that's where you may make a claim for spousal support because now you have that much more time involved and it's impacting your ability to earn an income.
That is a very good point. Mary, did you catch that?
Yes, thank you so much.
Wonderful. I hope that helps, and I'm certain it will. And if you have any more questions, I know that you have a phenomenal website as well, Andrew, where people can look at some of these questions. Could you maybe direct people to the website?
Sure, it's separation.ca. There's a tremendous amount of information available for family law. And we also have familylawhelp.ca, which is another website to help you do it yourself.
Well, that's fabulous. Thank you so much, Mary, as well. To our callers at home, if you have any questions, if you're about to get married, or if you're in a common law relationship, or if you're struggling with trying to get your spouse to pay child or even spousal support, please do give us a call. We're happy to help.